What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital Analysis, and welcome to this week's video. I know we're a little bit late, we've been a little bit inconsistent, but we're back with an awesome video, and not just an awesome video, an awesome story, and a little bit more energy too. I'm trying to have a little bit more energy in my videos. So guys, in this video we're talking about Fortuna Silver Mine. So we're going to talk about this stock, do a little bit of an analysis, but also tell you my story when it comes to Fortuna. This is one stock that has been with me for quite some time. It's still in my dad's retirement portfolio. It's had its ups and downs. I've had my ups and downs with the company, but it's really interesting to just be talking about this company. And I got a comment asking for an analysis on it. So let's dive into it and see what's going on. They did recently go through some issues that I believe kind of have blown over so far, but we'll take a look at the recent news. We'll take a look at the financials. We'll see what we can dig up about the company, analyze the stock, and then I hope you guys enjoy the video and the story. So let's get into it. Last but not least, if you do support this channel, along with all of our other channels, but Departures Capital just in general, kindly smash that like button. You guys know the drill, along with hitting the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Your subscription means the world to me, especially on this channel. We've only got 313 subs. Trying to get this to 1,000, guys. So let's see if we can do that. And also drop me some comments down below. Let me know what other companies you would like me to analyze. So I just wanted to say I put out a video about 3 weeks ago on the S&P TSX Capped Utilities Index ETF. And it only got 31 views compared to tokens.com or Hive Blockchain, which is already at like 500 views. I know utilities are not that exciting, but over the last 3 weeks, I can almost promise you, and this is not financial advice, that utility ETF outperformed basically every growth stock there is out there. So there's a reason why I made it, and you might want to take a look at utilities, for the next couple of years. I'm a big bull on utilities. I know it's boring, but those businesses have held up tremendously well. So let's take a look at Fortuna now. So Fortuna Silver Mines is traded on the TSX under ticker symbol FVI, and also on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker symbol FSM. I believe it's the New York Stock Exchange. They've got a market cap of $1.27 billion. I've always wanted to work with them. It's funny, I got to one of my first ever interviews on Departures Capital was with Keith Neumeyer. I saw the guys from Fortuna at PDAC a year or two ago. Never actually ended up getting them on the channel, but Fortuna's always had a soft spot. I've always had a soft spot for Fortuna because it's one of the first stocks that I ever traded. I actually, when I was selling real estate, which feels like ages ago, let's zoom in on the charts here and see when that was. I remember trading Fortuna back in like 2012, geez. To be honest, it had to be like 2010. Kind of rode the wave, and then we got bumpy. I remember trading Fortuna right in and around like the 260 level, riding it to $3, and I thought I was the best investor in the world. I'm just trying to pinpoint exactly where that was. It must have been 2010 to 2013. Yeah, 2013, there we go. I remember this time. Fortuna was like 260, started to go up. It went up to like $4, almost double my money. And I was like, this is awesome. Make so much money in the stock market. And it's had its ups and downs, big swings, obviously, big run in 2016, big crash, and then 2020. COVID hit, and then I remember buying Fortuna, not for myself, but for my dad in the $2 level. We actually added to the position. We already had quite a few shares. I was like, you know what, just add some to it. And it ended up going to like over $10, easily over $10. And then right back down, they had issues with one of their mines. I believe it was a political issue. I'd have to check and see how that's going. But yeah, now it's trading for $4.35. Let's take a look at the 52-week range, and I want to say that it was up 9.85% today, so that's definitely nice to see. 52-week range of $3.48 to $8.67. I want to take a look at earnings. Earnings are going to be very important because that's the most recent numbers. Let's see here. They announced a share repurchase program less than a year ago. The Motley Fool gave them some coverage. Of course, we know how the Motley Fool is. Not to say anything bad about them, but I know that some of my subscribers don't like them. They were upgraded by Canaccord Genuity from a hold to a buy 2022, January 18th. So that's the most recent analyst upgrade. So guys, the next thing I want to do before we dive into the news, quick little overview of the investor presentation. And instead of going over the financials, we'll go over the quarter, which is probably going to talk about the financials. I know they've kind of diversified. So that's the thing with this company. It was very focused on Mexico and South America, but and also a little bit more emphasis on gold as opposed to being a heavy silver producer. I know they're in Burkina Faso now, so a global intermediate gold and silver producer. They have gone global with 4 operating mines and a 5th mine under construction. So they do build mines, so creating long-term shareholder value through sustainable precious metals production. So let's take a look at their mines and projects here. So we've got the San Jose mine in Mexico. We've got the Loma mine in Peru. We've got the Lindero mine in Argentina, and I remember that was their focus on gold. Then they've got the Yaramoko mine in Burkina Faso and the Seguela gold project in Côte d'Ivoire. I don't know if that's the right way to say that word. To be honest, my geography is very bad with Africa, and this is the first time hearing about that country, so I'm sad to admit that, but it is what it is, guys. This is an on-the-fly analysis video. So I want to talk about a couple news, some recent events over the past 4 months. So they reported a fatality at the Lindero mine. That was one thing a couple months ago. This is in April. Fortuna Silver Mines Q1 gold output up 93% year over year. Silver dips 13%. So that was one thing. I know that they were putting a little bit more emphasis on gold and the Lindero gold mine. They reported a 93% surge in gold production to 66,800 ounces. So that is a plus. Obviously, the price of gold has held up there, and being able to produce gold and generate revenue is great. I want to see what they have to say about Fortuna. This is the Motley Fool. So they own a series of mines in Argentina, Burkina Faso, Mexico, Peru, and the Ivory Coast, engaging in the acquisition, exploration, and mining of not only silver, but also gold, lead, and zinc. Year to date, stocks up 11% with year-over-year quarterly revenue growth of 92.2%, and a strongly improved trailing 12-month operating margin of 24.99%. So we will talk about Q2, but for Q1, Fortuna Silver Mines reported silver production of 1.67 million ounces, which was a 13% decrease. This was offset by their Q1 2022 gold production, up 93%. The company provided guidance for the remainder of 2022, stating it expected to produce 6.2 to 6.9 million ounces of silver before fiscal year end. So like I said, they did run into those issues with that one mine. I believe it was only about 20% of production. I actually wasn't able to find much information about that, but I know that there was an issue. Now let's talk about their repurchase program. So Fortuna announced notice to commence a normal course issuer bid, so NCIB. This was on April 28th. Repurchase of 14.6 million common shares. So if we take that into account, the company has 292.18 million shares outstanding. So that's about, well, we can do the math. So 14.6 divided by 292. So 5%, which isn't too bad actually. That should give the stock a little bit of a boost, and it's nice that they can, it's nice that they can support shareholders like that. So guys, here, let's dive into their, their Q1 earnings report. My apologies. This is Q1, not Q2. So this is very, very recent. So gold and silver production of 66.8 thousand ounces and 1.67 million ounces of silver. 93% increase of gold and 13% decrease in silver. So here's where it gets interesting. So AISC per ounce of gold sold was $1,038 for the Lindero gold mine and $1,147 for the Yaramoko mine. AISC per silver equivalent ounce of payable silver sold at $1,532 and $1,783 for the San Jose and Kealoma mine, respectively. All mine operations performed in line with annual guidance projections. Total recoverable injury rate of 3.13, with 2 lost time injuries, 1 fatal incident at the Lindero mine in January. So that's something that they talked about. So net income of $27 million or 9 cents per share compared to $26.4 or 14 cents per share reported in Q1 of 2022. Adjusted net income of $33.4 million compared to $27.5. So they made more. I'm going to assume that that's due to higher metal prices. Sales of $182.3 million, an increase of 55%. Once again, higher metal prices, I'm going to assume. So consolidated realized prices of $18.84 per ounce and $24.18 per ounce of gold and silver, respectively. So it's not too bad for gold. $24.18 for silver. I know silver is below that, but that's pretty good. Adjusted EBITDA of $80.3 million compared to $60.8 reported in Q1 2021. Free cash flow from operations of $9.6 million compared to $11.8 million Q1 2021. As of March 31st, the company had cash and cash equivalents of $110.4 million and available liquidity of $150 million. So $110.4 million. Not too bad. Okay, guys, and last but not least, we're going to dive into the Q1 financials. I just want to take a quick look here. So I'm going to look at my screen here, not the camera, just so I can dive into the details. So in terms of assets, current assets of $300 million and other assets, primarily mineral properties and property, plant, and equipment of $1.7 billion, for total assets of $2.06 billion. Now that went up just slightly by about $40 million over the course of, December 31st to March 31st, 2022 versus 2021. Now in terms of liabilities, current liabilities, just $145.5 million, and the majority of that is trade and other payables. Non-current liabilities, primarily debt and deferred tax liabilities of around just below $400 million, for total liabilities of $604.2 million. So assets definitely outweigh liabilities. So the company seems to be in a pretty decent cash position. So I want to quickly talk about my thoughts on the company, where they're at. It's nice to see them expanding. That's something with a production company they always need to, though, because mines have a certain mine life. They've kind of made a shift to gold, so they've produced more gold than they have silver this quarter. They still will be producing a decent amount of silver. Now, when it comes to their all-in sustained costs, it's pretty good. I mean, $1,000 to $1,100 per ounce. We've got gold sitting at about $1,800 right now, so they are making good money when it comes to that. Same with silver. It's really tough right now to say which commodity I'm more bullish on, but it's interesting because, Fortuna Silver Mines is now more like Fortuna Gold and Silver. So I'm sure that management has their strategy, but now it's almost a diversified mid-tier producer of gold and silver. And it's interesting to watch Fortuna kind of grow into that. So I've covered the company for many, many years, back and forth, sometimes every day. I've kind of just left it at times, and I'm definitely excited to see how it goes. They did announce that share repurchase program, so that hopefully should support the price. I do believe, however, that they are kind of the underdog, and it seems to be undervalued in this market of higher metal prices, even though we haven't really seen gold blow above 2,000 or silver above 30, which everyone's been talking about for so long. But being a producer in this environment, they do have the ability to capitalize on higher metal prices and generate nice cash right now. So that's exactly what they're doing. Now that operations have kind of smoothed over that one unfortunate fatality, but the mines are still operating, and they figured out the whole political situation. So that's nice to see. And the fact that they are in multiple countries now. It's not like they're only in Mexico or they're only in Burkina Faso. They're in a bunch of different countries. So it's an interesting company. I do feel like they got a lot of negative publicity. It looks like they're back on the upswing. And, you know, I'm not going to be selling Fortuna for my dad. We could definitely say that. So we'll see what happens, guys. I am a long-term gold and silver bull. I do want to see this market perform. I know at times it underperforms. It performed pretty well at the start of the whole conflict and the Russia-Ukraine thing. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. That's my take on Fortuna right now. I am bullish at these prices. This is not financial advice. Don't buy or sell stock because I talked about it or I like it. Always remember that. And we'll see you guys in our next analysis video. If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.